year ago, you couldn't get on your phone or turn on the TV without seeing the word NFT plastered pretty much everywhere. It really seemed like the next big trend, and since that point, the popularity of NFTs has really just exploded. But could the hype behind NFTs be dying? Maybe are the boomers right and all these NFTs are just worthless JPEGs? Now that's not just me spreading FUD. Over the last month, when you look at the numbers, the popularity of NFTs have significantly decreased. So why have people been giving up on NFTs in the metaverse over the last month or so? Are NFTs crashing and just doomed for extinction? I'm Devin Cook. Let's talk about NFTs per the usual, and welcome back to Dev Money. All right, so is this even real? Are people becoming less interested in NFTs, the metaverse, and maybe even crypto? Well, unfortunately, yeah. Each of these terms have seen a steep drop in popularity since the start of 2022. Crypto has seen the least significant drop in popularity over the last couple of months, which is really not surprising since crypto is by far the most established and a lot more people have a basic understanding of crypto than they do of NFTs and the metaverse. And of these three, the metaverse is the least popular, which is also not surprising because the term the metaverse can be really daunting and abstract for a lot of people to understand. And if you are one of those people who's just not quite grasping the metaverse and what that all means in the future, go watch both Free Guy and Ready Player One because I think they give really great visuals on how the metaverse can materialize and integrate into our daily lives. And as far as NFTs goes, this is the term that by far has seen the steepest drop in popularity since the start of 2022. And it really started declining around the middle of January, and over the last 6 weeks, it's just been downhill since. And if you look up similar terms like non-fungible tokens or Bored Apes, you're gonna see similar results. But is this data even pertinent? I mean, it's just search data, but if it is pertinent, does this mean all of your NFTs are gonna go to zero? Well, it really just depends on how you look at it, because if you look at other search terms like stocks or investments, they've had pretty consistent search volume over the last couple of months. And if you're just looking at that data, the search volume between crypto, NFTs, and stocks, you may come to the conclusion that we're in an NFT bear market, the floor is gonna drop out underneath you, and your bags are gonna be drained. But this is not the conclusion that I've come to. We can all agree that crypto and especially NFTs are very risky investments, and people typically trend towards riskier investments when times are good and when there's a lot of confidence in the typical financial markets. But according to the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, we're in an extreme fear point right now. This means that people are much more likely to take their money out of riskier investments like crypto and NFTs and go towards an investment that is seen as much more stable. And that really coincides perfectly when you look at the search data for the term bonds. Bonds are typically considered to be pretty safe investments. So when the market sentiment is leading towards fear and uncertainty, that means bonds start looking a lot more attractive. And this is exactly why bonds are becoming increasingly more popular, but crypto and NFTs are seeing less volume. Right now, people are just in general moving from riskier investments to safer investments. And notice that I said safer investments because every investment has some degree of risk. Now, what is causing all of this? What is causing this shift from crypto and NFTs to bonds? Well, it's actually pretty simple, and you probably know for yourself because the conflict in Europe is grabbing all of the headlines lately, and the terms Ukraine and Russia are going crazy in terms of their total search volume. Whenever we see some massive geopolitical conflicts like we're seeing right now in Europe, people typically start leaning towards more safe investments like bonds, and they want to start running away from things like NFTs and crypto because they're a lot more risky. And when times are so uncertain, people try to get as much certainty in their life as possible, which means leaning towards safer investments. So when you look at the conflict in Europe, which is one of the main causes for why NFTs are decreasing in popularity over the last 4 to 6 weeks, it makes a lot of sense why people in the aggregate are moving away from risk on assets and are trying to put their money somewhere a lot more stable. And I've even seen people in various discords talking about the current NFT bear market that we're in. And I want to address that because in my opinion, we're not in a true NFT bear market. We are definitely seeing a lot less daily volume on OpenSea than we have been in recent months. But you really got to keep in mind that the NFT market is a lot more volatile than the traditional financial market. And because of that, I don't think we can use the same metrics to determine the state of the market like we would with stocks and bonds. If you look at the daily volume from its peak in February at $250 million in a single day to now where we're seeing about $40 to $50 million in daily volume, we're down about 80% in daily volume. And with a 20% decline or 2 quarters of negative growth indicating a bear market, it could sure seem like we're in an NFT bear market right now. But when you zoom out and look at what's happening with the NFT market overall, you're gonna see a lot more volatility, and you're going to see that this is actually pretty common. So if your measuring stick is that 20% off peak daily volume indicates a bear market for NFTs, then it looks like we've been in and out of about half a dozen bear markets since December. So where are NFTs headed, and what can you realistically expect for the future? Well, in the short term, honestly, you're going to see a lot more ups and downs like we've just been seeing. And that really shouldn't be so surprising because NFTs are incredibly new, and with that, you shouldn't really expect anything different. And if anyone is telling you what trade to make based off of what the market is going to do in the next couple of hours or the next couple of days with NFTs, I would be extremely wary of that. Predicting any financial market is extremely difficult and takes years of practice, and no one gets it perfectly, which is why no one's timing the top and timing the bottom. So I'm not going to tell you what to expect in March or April of this year because honestly, I don't know. But in the long run, meaning a year out, 5 years out, or even better, 10 years out, I have some pretty good ideas of what I can expect, and that's what I'm going to share with you. But keep in mind that these are just my thoughts, and I can be just as wrong as the next guy, and I kind of expect to be because no one's going to be 100% right when they're predicting the market. So as I outline what I think is going to happen over the next 10 years with NFTs, when you're watching this video in 2032, comment down below and let me know how right or wrong I am. I really look forward to that. So 10 years from now, there are 5 things that I really expect from NFTs in no particular order. First, I expect that pretty much every luxury good that is sold is going to have included with that sale an NFT to verify its authenticity. That means that when you buy a Patek, a Rolex, an Hermes bag, a Louis Vuitton bag, or maybe even a Ferrari, it's going to include an NFT. And this will be in large part to protect against counterfeits, but there's also a lot of data about that item that you can store within the NFT, which can be pretty valuable to the owner. You can store the serial number, the VIN, maybe even photos of that item on the production line. All kinds of things can be attached to the NFT. And when someone wants to sell their item on the secondary market, they can transfer that NFT along with the actual physical good to prove to the new owner that this is an authentic item. And you won't be getting an NFT with everything that you buy, but I really do expect this in the luxury market because it's really gonna fight against counterfeits. And the second thing that I expect over the next decade is that every event ticket, every sports ticket, every plane ticket, every membership even is gonna be in the form of an NFT. That means that sports games, country clubs, maybe even your gym membership, if it's exclusive enough, is going to be in the form of an NFT. We're already seeing the NFL implementing NFTs, and we're already seeing events that you can only gain access to via an NFT. And maybe in the future, we'll have presidents or CEOs or other public figures selling NFTs to get access to, say, a 30-minute phone call or a 5-minute Zoom call, or maybe even an hour lunch with that person. NFTs are going to become a great tradable way to gain access to an event or even a specific person, which I think that's a really cool concept. And the third thing I expect to see is an NFT ETF or an ETF-like fund. Just like we have REITs that you can buy into to get exposure to the real estate market without actually having to go out and buy that real estate, we're gonna have NFT funds that you can buy into that are gonna give you access to the NFT market without having to actually go out and buy those specific NFTs. And those funds will probably just index the most profitable and popular NFTs at the time, pretty much the blue chips. And obviously no one knows what those NFTs are gonna be in 10 years, but if I had to guess based off where we are right now, I would say you're probably looking at the Bored Apes, your Doodles, your CryptoPunks, your VeeFriends, and other NFT projects of similar caliber. And the fourth is really insane, and I really hope this comes about. I bet you in 10 years, you're gonna be able to buy and sell NFTs for 0 gas fees. And I don't just mean some NFTs, I mean all NFTs. And this will likely come about from the use of other blockchains like Polygon, Immutable, Solana, or Cardano, and the continued development on Ethereum could even see us having 0 gas fees on Ethereum in the future, which I think would just be insane. And this is gonna be a massive undertaking, but in my opinion, this is really key for mass adoption of NFTs. Because until you can buy an NFT without having to spend $50 extra just in a servicing fee, it's gonna be really hard for the mainstream audience to really get behind NFTs. Having to pay a gas fee to list your NFT for sale, to buy another NFT, or to transfer your NFT to another wallet is keeping a lot of people from getting into NFTs as seriously as they would like to be, because it just takes a lot of money up front. And I expect that in the next decade, we'll have this solved, hopefully, crossing my fingers. And fifth, 10 years from now, I expect we're gonna have widespread adoption of NFTs. Now, I don't mean that you're gonna have everyone and their grandma and their aunt and their dog trading Bored Apes and trading Doodles. That's not what I mean. But I do expect 75 to 90% of Western population 1 decade from now to have at least one NFT. And the main reason I think this number is gonna be so high is because of what I mentioned earlier. Event tickets, sports tickets, concerts, plane tickets, everything like that is going to become an NFT. And so when people go to buy a plane ticket, they're going to be buying an NFT. And that means that the average person is going to be acquiring NFTs without actually meaning to build an NFT collection. Maybe they just wanted to go to that Coldplay concert or to go on a trip to Hawaii, so they bought the ticket and now they have an NFT. And this will really only be possible by streamlining the wallet creation process, which I think is also something we can expect over the next 10 years. Ideally, 10 years from now, when you go to buy that Coldplay concert ticket or that Hawaii flight ticket, you'll be presented with a couple different options to buy and store that ticket NFT. You can store it maybe in your OpenSea wallet, in maybe your Facebook wallet, your Google wallet, your Apple wallet, or in some other wallet that is not quite out yet. When you're in that checkout process for the first time, you're buying this ticket that is an actual NFT, and you can just hit the Google button to create a new Google wallet because you already have a Google account, and there's not a bunch of additional steps that you have to follow and things that you have to remember. Well, that is when I expect that NFTs are going to start going truly mainstream. So why is the world right now forgetting about NFTs? Well, quite simply, it's because there's bigger things to worry about. But in the long run, NFTs are here to stay. Let me know your thoughts, and thanks for watching.